right, so welcome back to the stage. We've got two great Montreal players. We've got Amanda and Maureen, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Have you ever been to a Sport Card Expo before?
First time for me, but very excited to be here.
What do you think so far?
Very cool. Lots of really cool items, and I'm excited to walk around here in a little bit.
It's a good chance to start your collection.
It is. It is. It's going to start today on October 6th. 4th. October 4th.
Yep, that's okay. We're 6. I'll be going home. That's my daughter's birthday. I'm racing home on Sunday at literally I'll get home at 2 o'clock. She gave me no other choices.
I hope you bring her some cards with you.
I actually have to go get a Coca-Cola Labubu today, and that is what I've been told I must have.
Wow, great.
Right? Exciting stuff. So, Amanda, because you're beside me, and we'll start with you. I've got a couple questions for you. So, obviously, you're a U.S.-born player playing in Canada. Do you find it a difference with all, obviously, the attention and this being in the hockey mecca?
Absolutely. I think the Canadian markets are just a different level of passion. I think Montreal specifically, the fans here are very, very passionate, and we're very lucky to be able to play in front of them every game.
And you grew up with two older brothers, right?
I did.
Is that what toughened you up?
I think it was a huge part of it. Yeah, they used to make me go in the net with minimal equipment and would just rip some slap shots. So, yeah, I think that will thicken some skin for sure.
And you used to watch them play at the TAF school.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and so is that what gave you the passion to skate up lace up yourself?
Yeah, I always wanted to do whatever they did. So when they tried hockey, I was like, what is this place? And I used to, until my parents said I could play, I used to wear equipment to the rink. So I'd be watching their games in shoulder pads. One day I showed up with a neck guard on. Everyone was like, is this woman okay? And until they said I could play. So, and here we are.
That is amazing. And now I'm going to jump to Maureen as soon as I get it. So, Maureen, you were born in Buffalo.
Yes, basically Canada. Unfortunately, it's not, but
it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's about as
And you've got the Jays junior team playing over there, so it's basically a little Canada.
Yeah, go Jays. I hope they pull through this week, but
yeah. And go Bills.
Oh yes, big Bills fan. Big Bills fan. They're basically the impromptu team of Canada, which I appreciate. Minus I have to watch the game in French, so that took some getting used to, but.
Oh, it would take getting used to for me too, right? Just to be clear. But it is fun, and you can smash some tables here. I'm sure some Canadians fan will jump on with you. We have some folding tables here if you're feeling to get ready for Sunday.
Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know if Danielle would approve of that, but maybe we can get like a team trial going. Amanda has volunteered.
I don't know Danielle, but I'm immediately scared of her. Is she the coach?
She has a presence.
She's our GM.
Yeah, she's immediately even scarier. So I have a question for you. So you played in Providence. Mm-hmm. What drew you over to that area, to the Massachusetts area? Rhode Island, sorry.
Yeah, so I went to Shattuck in Minnesota, which is like a smaller boarding school. Sidney Crosby went there. I don't know if you know him, but...
Yeah.
Not familiar.
Yeah, not at all.
So I thought I wanted a really small liberal arts school. Providence is like a great city. They have a lot of cool places to eat. It's near the water. So it was just a perfect fit. I loved the staff. Eventually I transferred to Northeastern, but loved my experience at Providence, and it was what I thought was going to be a great fit.
That's awesome. And speaking of which, you segued for me perfectly. So you dominated at Providence, then you switched over to Northeastern and won how many championships in a row?
3 hockey. We went to the Frozen Four 3 times.
Which is crazy, amazing, and you absolutely lit it up, leading the league and leading the NCAA in scoring. If I think I'm right, it was 21-22 in goals.
I don't know.
Oh, come on! You don't even know your own stats yet. Maureen's being shy, but she absolutely dominating. And scoring during her NCAA career, 1.67 points per game, which is 3rd overall of all time. And obviously leading to a great draft into the PWHL, 18th overall.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Amanda, did they track stats in your time?
Maureen, that's enough.
I do have Amanda's stats. Don't worry, we'll go into
Okay.
those.
Okay.
And yes, they did.
I felt
Even
like
though
I
the
was on
games
the
were
hot
in
seat.
black and white, we still had stats.
All right.
That's so mean. I'm older than both of you. So, actually, Amanda, let's go back into some of the stuff that you've done. And you have played in professional hockey before there was a PWHL, winning the championship 2 times or 3 times.
I can't remember.
I think I was in the
twice.
womb when that happened.
Oh my God, you're brutal. So you won three-time All-Star, top defenseman, or top defense player. And let me ask you this: out of all the championships that you've won, what was your favorite?
It's a great question. I think each championship, and obviously Rena's won a few here too, but each one is so unique. Every team is different, and that's what makes them so special. Honestly, I would say winning ECAC's, our league championship back when I was at St. Lawrence, was probably my favorite one. We just were such underdogs going into that one and really had no business winning, and we did. So that was probably my most memorable one.
And a question for both of you. So you got to play before the PWHL existed, and we talked a little bit backstage. And really, when the NWHL existed, they were getting about 1,000 fans per game. And now when you take a look at what the fans are coming out to the PWHL, you're almost 7,500 fans per game. How does that feel?
It feels incredible, and I think it's just so important for us to take it all in as the sport is growing so rapidly. I think, my first year of professional hockey, there were games where I think there was 42 people in the stands, and that's not being dramatic, and I think half of them were probably family members. So just to see the growth and to have been kind of in the flesh for all of it is really special. And I think what's incredible to see is just how much it's still growing and how we still have so much room to grow. So I'm really excited just to see over the next few years here how much it's going to continue to grow.
And what's really nice is you're starting to see superstars coming out of the league. Sarah Nurse is a perfect example of someone who has really pushed herself beyond just the hockey, and she's on NHL 93. Like, that is super cool to see and really nice. And as Maureen just waved to a 5-year-old girl who's standing in front waiting for an auto. Are you finding you're inspiring more and more young kids to get involved in the sport?
Yeah, absolutely. Reen's a couple years younger than me, as she's now alluded to at least 12 times. But, when I was growing up, my only role models were male role models in the sport because there was no visibility for the women's game. And so now to have so much visibility, for them to go to games in person or watching them on TV, I just think is so important. And I think for them to see what they can be is just so critical. So it's going to be really, really great to track the numbers of as it increases over the next couple of years here too.
It is, and again, like, it grew 25% from the inaugural season to last year. So it's great. It's really nice to see, and you're getting the support of fans and corporate support, which is very important to growing the game. So, Maureen, you were drafted 18th overall to the PWHL. How did that feel?
I think I was at the snack table, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to go as high as I did, and I'm super appreciative of Corey and Danielle and the rest of our staff. Really just was shell-shocked, hadn't talked to Montreal at all. Had only talked to a couple teams, so didn't even know I was really on anyone's radar except for, I think, Boston and maybe Ottawa. But mostly just shell-shocked and excited. I'd never been to Montreal, so I knew it was going to be a great opportunity no matter what it had in store.
You've both lived in Montreal now a couple years, obviously coming from the U.S. Obviously, it's a whole other language. Have you found it a bit of a culture shock coming over here?
I appreciate the plethora of coffee shops, for sure. But no, I think it sometimes feels like you're living in Europe. Sometimes it feels like you're living in Quebec City or Canada, and there are just so many different cultures and experiences that you can have from one street to the next. Like, we both live in walking districts, so, you know, I could try a new coffee shop every day and not repeat myself. Same with restaurants. So it's really, the diversity is impeccable, and I have no complaints.
And great food. Speaking of which, do you guys have a favorite restaurant?
Honestly, it's so hard to choose. The restaurant scene in Montreal is incredible. I would say Barbara Vine for me is one of my top choices, but I could pick probably 13 that are insane, and you can't have a bad meal here.
Honestly, it's the best food city, one of the best food cities in the world.
I totally agree.
Now, Maureen, you beat up on Canada in 2017 at the Under-18 Championships. How did it feel to kick our ass?
I think I'm void from that question. I dislocated my shoulder, so I was on the bench, but I was not a participant. I was more like a bench model that game.
A cheering on.
Yes, yeah.
You dislocated your shoulder, did you say?
Yeah, first game, went out, scored a goal on like my second shift. Third shift, that was it. Game was over.
Coming from the U.S., like, obviously Canada lives and dies by hockey. We got 33 million people. We don't have a lot going for us, so we live and die by that. When you're going into the Under-18 Championships, is the focus on the Canadian squad and beating them? Both of you have done this, because you were both playing in the Under-18 on the U.S. side.
Yeah, I would say, you know, that rivalry is one of the biggest in sport. I think, you know, and that's great. I think what's cool to see now, though, is that there are emerging countries that have grown a ton, and I think the U18 championships, I think Czechia has been in the final the last couple years, or maybe it was just this last year or 2 years ago, but I think it's great to see the growth of hockey around the world too, and obviously it's been, you know, a mecca here in North America, but to see other countries rising and creating more competition in the World Championship, I think is great. But to your question, yes, Canada was the main focus.
The villain.
The villain, yes.
And for you, Maureen, same?
Yeah, I mean, just to reiterate what Amanda said, I think back however long ago that was,
It's in 86.
there wasn't a ton, even when
Last
my
question.
year, there wasn't a ton of outside competition, but I think, you know, now seeing the growth of the game, I think the girls on the Canadian and American U18 team aren't pleased in the moment, but I think as they mature, they'll see that it's really good for the growth of the game.
And last question, we're seeing a lot more focus coming into professional women's sports, a lot more money, a lot more corporate sponsors. How do you feel that has affected the overall success of the league? And have you guys gone out to some of the new leagues like the Northern Super League?
Yeah, Maureen and I both went to a Roses game in the spring, and it was awesome. The place was packed. It was a great atmosphere, and obviously the I almost said on ice, but the on field product was great. The game was wildly entertaining. We had a great time. But yeah, I think just to see the momentum of women's sports right now is incredible. It's finally getting the visibility that it deserves, and I think the product across all women's sports leagues is so high and so entertaining, and I think it's finally getting the attention it deserves. So still have a long way to go, but I think it's great to be proud of where we're at.
And you two are part of the league that really is leading the charge with the PWHL.
Yeah, it's super cool to be a part of, feeling like we're kind of pioneers for the league, and I mean, it'll be so amazing to see, you know, in 20 years where this little one down there, you know, the opportunities that she could have is just really special.
Well, we're going to get her some free stuff afterwards. At 3 o'clock, we're going to do a giveaway for the kids, so be back here. Thank you very much, both of you. I'm going to bring you over because I'm getting yelled at by your handler.
Thank you.